it would look really good. But the frame pacing is like uneven, so you get like weird torn
He
frames
died.
occasionally.
Uh-oh.
Wait,
Must be a
what?
really big butt.
The butt he can hardly swallow.
I think I missed Hunter's joke.
Add this one to the blooper reel, Dash.
I
Wait,
like his face too.
wait, what's
Maybe
happening?
it's like that old wives' tale where if you make a face, you'll get stuck
Can you not
that
hear
way.
me? Brian, are you gonna turn your fucking camera?
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Thanksgiving episode. There we go.
That's the kind of content
Ready when you
like to
are.
see. We had a Halloween episode, so that's
Just keep looking at it.
I had to tie the legs around here because it's too small for my head.
That's definitely a cod piece that you're wearing on your head.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, we're here talking about a category that we only really formally introduced to the Game of the Year stuff recently, but because it's the
Special
generation
Thanksgiving episode.
yeah, you already said it, but you said it again.
I wasn't sure where you were going to cut.
Yeah, no, I'll get it in. I'll get it in. We're doing a category of all of the games that we didn't play. It is our missed connections for this generation. It's something that's kind of a lot harder to do on a Game of the Year thing, but when you're dealing with an entire fucking generation, your pool is much, much larger.
A lot of shit to miss.
It's
Like an
also a
infinity
category
pool.
that I struggle with every single year because I play goddamn everything, but when looking at an entire generation, I can pretty easily find 5 games that I would very much like to have played. So that's what we're doing today. And also, it looks like the order has changed so that Jason's going to be first up this time.
Cool.
So Jason, what is the 5th game you would have liked to have played this past generation?
So my number 5 misconnection, I guess, is Undertale, because you guys won't shut the fuck up about it.
Good.
We haven't shut the fuck up about it since we played it.
For like
It's really
5
good.
years.
It was in like every person's list in the first like 5 categories we talked about in this thing.
Do you want to borrow it?
I mean, maybe, probably. I want to play it someday.
We have
I
a
don't know what
lot
it
of
is.
different ways for you to play it.
I mean, I have it
Sure
on
you
PS4.
I have it on PS4.
It's also
like
on
Undertale.
Switch.
It's also like a $2 on Switch often.
Got a special Switch only boss.
Really?
Oh, really? I
Yeah.
actually didn't know that.
I think it has something to do with the Joy-Cons. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I don't know shit about that
Something
game.
to do
but
with
I know
Joy-Con
it,
off.
I know it apparently has good music.
Yeah, it's got really good
Jason,
music.
all you need to know about that game is that somebody sent it to the Pope because they thought it would make him understand empathy or whatever.
The Pope doesn't understand empathy, but he understands that anime is real.
He understands
so.
cringe.
Pope Undertale.
But yeah, Undertale's a game that you should definitely play. My number 5 game is a game that they just put on to Xbox Game Pass recently, and while I'm sure that a console's not the ideal way to play it, I have really, really, really wanted to play Planet Coaster ever since it was announced. They made a new Roller Coaster Tycoon, and it's apparently really good.
I've heard really good, like similar to what like City Skylines does for
Yeah.
SimCity.
City Skylines, another game I would have loved to have played this generation. Yeah, I like the Roller Coaster Tycoon games and Sim Coaster, things like that, a whole awful lot, and I think I would absolutely love Planet Coaster. And it's literally installed on my Xbox right now, but I can't be fucked to play it, which is going to be a bit of a reoccurring theme for my list. But with that, I don't think there's a whole lot else I can say about wanting to play the roller coaster game.
Oh, real
Sean,
quick, I have one honorable mention. Up until a week ago, Spider-Man was my number 1, but now it can't be on the list.
Because you played it. You've no longer missed it. You
Yeah.
are connected.
But it was by far the thing up until I played it that I most missed and wanted to be able to play. and it was a big reason that I bought a Sony console.
You paid $500 to talk
Hey.
about Spider Cop.
Yeah,
He's
Apparently,
unlovable.
when this guy gave the Pope Undertale, there wasn't a physical release yet, so he must have given him like a Steam code.
He just
He gave him
the
a
Pope
floppy
$10
disk.
Steam card.
Okay, I feel like this is a
Needed him to
popular
figure it
person that
out.
I'm like not familiar with. Matt Pat.
Yeah, Matt. I also have no idea who Matt Pat is, but I'm
That's the-
tangentially aware of
He's
him.
the
Yeah.
game theory guy, isn't he?
he's the coach of the Detroit Lions.
Well, let me just.
Jason, you
Damn
got
it, I
no
can't screen
support
share.
in this particular chat.
Matt Patricia.
Thanks.
Sean,
But no,
it's your
that's
turn.
the Matt Pat's the game theory guy.
Well, he's the
and-
Pope Undertale guy.
Yeah.
My fifth misconnection is a game that everybody in my life tells me I'm not going to like, except for one person, and that has poisoned my brain. I've bought a copy, and I have not started it yet, and I just have to see if I'm one of the very few who have such bad taste that they'll love it. Death Stranding.
Okay.
I really thought it was going to be that I was going to be the person telling you to play something, and I could come to your defense. But Sean, you really should not play that game.
It's-
It's really bad.
Well, can't return it now. There's just one dude I know who it's like one of his favorite games of all time.
Same.
That's fucking insane.
Yeah, so I got to see. What if it's me? What if I'm the target audience?
It might
Man,
honestly.
I
be-
wish
It is one
I
of
wish
the worst
Sean
Nobi likes
respected me
ever
that
made.
much.
Well, Ryan, if you were the only one, it's something about it only being one person. I don't know. You know?
Sean, as a fellow Viscera cleanup detail enthusiast, I feel like this should have the same kind of energy, but it absolutely does not.
Damn it. Well, we'll see. We'll see once I finally get around to playing it.
It is the worst Nobi like ever made.
That was
Ryan-
a very. I'm the only one who gets that reference.
I don't care. I don't care. One is enough. That's more than got Jason's stupid fucking Matt Pasquale reference.
Matt Pasquale is my favorite Final Fantasy character.
Ryan,
Patricia.
what's a game that you really wish you had played, but like not the
Uh,
most?
Yeah, this one's kind of at the bottom.
I would hope.
The bottom of my top 5. So it's still up there because I missed a lot of games. And I'll probably get around to it, but I didn't play Mario Odyssey,
It's a good game.
and I own a
Game.
Switch now, and I would very much like to play Mario Odyssey.
I really,
Yeah,
really
go do
like
that.
this particular category because every single thing is someone saying a thing and then everyone going, "It's a good game. Yeah, you should
Yeah.
play that."
And it was
It's a
like
quick
I
category.
think I'm the only one I know who has not played it, who has access to a Switch. Everyone has spoken super highly of it.
Like it's such a big game, but it's so solid all the way through. Like big for a Mario game.
Mhm.
Best Mario game.
Yeah, I think I have to back
Potentially.
Jason up on that.
I mean, it's no sunshine, but
It is no
You're
sunshine.
right.
'cause
It
doesn't
is no
snow.
sunshine. Hunter, what's the Mario Sunshine that you wish you had not played? Wait, that you wish? Just tell me your number 5.
I only have 4.
The number
Hey
5
Jason,
Mario
what's your
Sunshine.
number 5?
that's
Number
crazy. I had
5
like
is-
20 entries for this.
Well, I had a
Hunter
fifth
plays
one.
a lot of stuff.
I have to scrape the barrel to get these.
I had a 5th one, and it was Jedi Fallen Order. But then the EA put all their shit on Game Pass, and I started playing that. So
What'd you think of Jedi?
I'm still not very far, but it's all right.
It's
Okay.
about that the whole
Yeah,
way through.
that's about.
It's just, hey, Dark Souls again.
But also Uncharted
Yeah,
and a bit of Metroid.
I wouldn't know. Haven't gotten that far yet.
Jason, what's your number
Unless you
4?
mean just the big bugs.
My number 4.
Yeah, number 4.
My number 4 is a game that I might play someday, but I know I never should because I'm bad at video games, and it is Sekiro.
Mm.
That game's like launch is the most unincluded I have ever felt because all of you got it. I think
Not me.
Maybe, yeah, not Sean, but almost all of the people that we talked to on a daily basis got that game and did not talk about anything else for like 3 weeks.
Danny got that game and talked about that game.
And I know that it's made by those people that make games hard just because they want to make a game that's hard so people talk about it being hard. And hey, if that's what you want to do with your games, then that's fine. It clearly sells well. But I would love to play it, but I'm very, very, very confident that I can't.
Yeah, I can't even play it. I love Dark Souls, and I'm like profoundly bad at Sekiro, so much so that I just gave up on it because I couldn't. I didn't want to play the game the way it wanted me to play it.
Not used to
and that made me
dex
frustrated.
builds.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
just like
it's
it
what if
looks
Dark
pretty.
Souls dex build?
It looks pretty and it sounds
Yeah, it's
cool.
super cool.
And
Cool
I mean,
setup.
I played like the 10-minute like tutorial part and then beat the game based on that. But I just don't think I'll ever really play it. But I don't know, maybe.
You're only missing out on the second worst modern FromSoft game. But also, I know I've
Bullet?
reiterated this many, many times this past week. You are going to love Ghost of Tsushima. It is Sekiro, but way better. It is Sekiro if Sekiro did every single thing about Sekiro way better.
As better giant snakes.
Better, way better giant snakes.
Awesome.
Jin Sasaki has a huge dick.
And you got to hide in a little hut thing to get away from his donger.
My number 4 game that I really want to play is something I debated not putting on here lest it ruin a bit of my credibility with game recommendations. But I really, really hope to put meaningful time into Fist of the North Star Lost Paradise.
Which one's that one?
It's the
It's
Yakuza Fist of the North Star game.
Oh, that's the one I want to play.
Yeah,
That's the
It
game I
is-
bought
yeah, it's that game you bought that I told you to buy.
that you haven't played.
I've played a little bit of it. I mean, I've played all the Yakuza games, so it's like I know what that game's up to. But I've played maybe like 2 hours of it. And I like what I played, but something else like came out the week after it came out or something like that, or maybe something on the same day, and I dropped it and just have never gone back.
I know what that's like.
I think that game is totally fine, but
I think that game is my entry point into Yakuza because I like Fist of the North Star. Hunter and I had a really good date once where we watched it.
I think it'd
Watch
be a
the
great
movie
entry level Yakuza. And
Oh, is that that wacky ass anime you guys were talking about like a year ago?
Probably.
No, maybe. I mean, we talk about a lot of wacky ass animes a lot of the time.
There's
I
a
know,
lot
but there
of
was
wacky-ass
specifically
anime.
one. There was specifically one that Ryan and Hunter watched.
It was
That
probably
was the
that
last
then.
one we watched.
It's either that or Berserk.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's either Berserk.
Yeah, but I talked a lot more about Fist of the North Star because that was just
That's true.
profound.
yeah, I think this is North Star Lost Paradise was super fun when I played. You can play as Kiryu as the main character, which I did, instead of Kenshiro because I have no affection for the North Star, and I would really like to force myself to get back into that game, and I just fucking can't.
Well, I own it.
Yeah, so do I. I bought it day one for $60
Dash, I figured out what game
after
came
begging them to localize it for months.
out that I figured out what game came out that distracted you. It was a Girls in Panzer Dream Tank match.
Oh yeah, I do love me some girls and panzers.
Those girls in pants.
Sir.
Hunter, what actual game distracted me? I'm sure if you have the list up, I'm sure you can tell me.
I don't know. I'm still looking for it. Into the Breach came out around then, but I doubt it was that.
Wasn't Into the Breach early access though?
No, I wouldn't have played it. I don't think it was, but also I wouldn't have fucked with
Oh.
it in early access. Oh well. It honestly might have been Into the Breach. I fucking fell in love with Into the Breach. But anyway, Sean, what is something that is not Into the Breach? Because I know you've played that. So what's your number 4?
I own it. I haven't started it. It really should have gone on this list, but too late now. My number 4 is Ape Out. It looks cool. It sounds cool. I just haven't gotten around to it.
But you have it.
No, I don't have Ape Out. I have
But
what were we just
I guess
talking about?
that-
Into the Breach.
Oh,
Yeah.
but no, Sean. As soon as we stop talking, just go download Ape Out and play it.
We just gotta
Yeah, I
play Death
should.
Stranding.
Yeah, same
Got
with
Pat
same with
Benatar
Undertale,
body.
Jason.
I'll be sleepy.
I know that's not true because it's only 7:30.
He's wearing his robe, Jason. That's sleepy time.
He is already in his pajamas.
No, Ape Out's good shit. Just go download it and play it tonight.
Ape Out's
I
good
probably
shit. Go
should.
download it and
Is it
play it
short?
tonight. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
it's like
I
2
beat-
hours,
I beat it on like an airplane flight.
Damn, I'll save it for my
Yeah.
next flight.
and it's like $10.
And I have played it on every airplane flight I've been on since then because it's just a good ass game.
Also, Bennett Foddy worked on it, so you have to.
Yeah, you guys mentioned that during the music episode. I didn't know that.
It
So
really
cool.
is the orange, which is the bitter peel or whatever that
Okay.
is.
Leave me alone.
Magic Thanksgiving Turkey. What is your number 4?
It's near because I missed the connection to it and good games.
Why do
No,
you do
my
this to
number
me?
four-
Did you not twist the knife enough during the fucking 3-hour podcast?
No,
Like,
Matt's not here. I have to make up for it.
That's true.
Actually, so my number 4 is mostly I missed out on the experience of it and then never hopped back in because my phone stopped working for it. Was Pokemon Go. I played it for like the weekend that game came out, and it was like right at the cusp of everybody getting super into it, and then my phone stopped logging me in.
That is another time where I have never felt more out of the loop in just like general life.
Yeah,
Because
well, I was still
everybody
hanging out with
fucking
people.
played that game.
I was hanging
think-
out with people who were playing it. I was going on these like, because I wanted to hang out with my friends. Pokemon Go, like, let's go for a walk. Let's go hang out in an area. But mine wasn't working. So everyone's like, there's an Electabuzz over here. And I'm like, what's the
that
group me
was-
up to?
That was the year where I didn't have like a real human fucking smartphone
Mhm.
because I broke my iPhone in a hot tub the previous winter, and then I had to
Nice.
use a $20 Motorola, technically Android, but wasn't compatible with like any games or anything. I had that for a year, and it was the summer of Pokemon Go, so I did not really play it at all. And
I gotta say,
everyone played that game.
I was really
Yeah,
happy that
my
it
phone
fizzled
wouldn't-
out after like 1 week because that was exactly the amount of attention span I had for it. Because I thought it was really fun for like the 2 first weekends, and I was like,
Yeah.
well, we're all done with this, right? And everyone
And then-
said, yeah, we're done with this.
Yeah,
loved
I didn't even get a
just-
chance to experience it that way, which I thought it would be really cool to be like part of something that was that big.
Yeah.
And it
Yeah,
was
it's
just like,
crazy
oh,
that
your phone
you
won't
missed
log
out.
you in.
Yeah,
Forever.
Like I was
Yeah.
in college when it happened, and there were like just hordes of people walking around campus and walking around town that like you would never see playing video games and admittedly doing something just horribly nerdy. There were just masses of people, and just everybody accepted it because every single fucking person played that game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and like it was a real connecting factor. Like there'd be people like I'd hang out at a friend's apartment. There'd be people walking outside like, "You going to that lure over there?" Like
Yeah, like
people
just
you wouldn't normally
strangers.
talk to. Yeah,
I mean, just strangers were talking to each other because they were all talking about the same shit, and then people started robbing people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like,
my
how
favorite
how
thing
often
about
has,
it
like-
was, all just like the news articles of people robbing each other, walking out in the traffic and getting hit by cars, or like
People
Yeah.
Pokemon going to the polls.
there was one about like there was a small park in between like an apartment complex with a Pokestop into it, and all of the like apartment tenants were like throwing stuff at the people, at just the horde of people gathered in this tiny park because they were making so much noise late at night.
There are also good videos of people in like giant cities, like in New York, where someone would just yell about like how a really crazy rare Pokemon was over here, and then thousands of people would run towards them.
no, they just filmed a normal street in New York and said they were running towards a Pokemon.
They said there was a bagel and a slice of pizza down that way.
They said someone wasn't walking there.
Yeah, that's a very big misconnection for me that I didn't think of because I just am very always stuck on console stuff.
I thought of a number 4.
Hunter, what you got?
Crusader Kings 3, because I forgot it came out. And apparently it's not like 2, which had a very bad base game, and then they added like 20 DLCs, all for $30.
Oh God.
Free on Game Pass.
Yeah, don't buy Crusader Kings 2.
What if I buy it with all the DLC at full price? Is that okay?
Here, you guys can keep talking, but I'm gonna go look up how much that'll be actually.
Almost as though it is divine intervention, Planet Coaster on PS5 just went on sale on Amazon for $40.
Isn't it
buy me a
free on
copy.
Xbox though?
Yeah, but what if instead of that, I paid
You already
$40?
spent all your money on a
PS5.
$40 T-shirt.
Yeah,
How many drinks do you have to put down? Do you really need a whole planet?
Sean, I'm real gamer hours. I gotta be slamming down my Red Bulls and slamming down my Mountain Dews, and I don't want no table getting dirty.
They're a
so
Mr. Connection.
so Crusader Kings 2 base game is free, but the DLC is $305.71 at
That's
full
pussy
price.
shit. Tell me when it gets to train simulator levels.
Nothing can touch Train Simulator.
Oh man, it almost feels manipulative, the fact that they know that very obsessive like old guys will spend thousands of dollars on Train Simulator.
Excuse me, Sean. They're called foamers.
Sean sees a haunting vision of his future.
I do. That's the problem. I'm a truck simulator guy, let's be honest.
Oh hell yeah, dog.
I mean, like that.
New Truck Simulator or American Truck Simulator? This is important.
I've never played either, but I've watched Let's Plays.
Oh
of
God, that's even
American Truck
worse.
I prefer Euro because
He's a
it
truck
seems foreign
phony.
and exotic to me.
Oh, one of my dreams is to just go
Oh,
like there's nothing I love more than to just drive across America.
Sean, you should play The Crew unironically. Like,
That's a good game.
yeah.
Didn't they make a second one?
Yeah, and I keep
Yeah.
meaning to play because it added
I've never-
planes. The
yeah, I've
Diddy
never
Kong
played
Racing didn't allow you to use hovercrafts, cars, and planes. I'm not even doing a bit.
Sean, it's The Crew's a drivey game where you like can drive across the whole country, but not
Yeah,
really. It's
they
like it's like
condense
really,
it down.
It's really condensed. But like
But
you drive through a bunch of major cities or like near them.
like it's a way shittier version of the Microsoft Flight Simulator thing, where it's like
Yeah.
they have a lot of like important things, but you
Shittier
can,
than Microsoft Flight Simulator.
you can cross country in
I
like
don't
30
get it.
minutes, but also you can like take your car off like Colorado ski jumps and go to Cape Canaveral and drive through cornfields. It's also it's an RPG.
yeah. It
But
was
your
my
character's a
relaxing
car.
game for a bit, whereas like I would just like pop on some tunes and drive coast to coast, and I'd take a big shit that went coast to coast, and it was great.
It also has a really good story
Yeah.
about you infiltrating a gang trying to get, and I quote, your 510 ink to show that you're a member of the gang.
Yeah, I didn't play the story almost at all.
Yeah, no, you just unlock the world and then you
Mm.
just drive around.
Yep.
Jason, what's your number 3? I feel like we lost the thread. Wait, was it Hunter's turn?
No, that was
You
Yeah,
did
no,
Crusader
that was-
Kings,
okay, yeah,
and then
Jason.
start looking up DLC.
Okay, my number 3 is another game that I just do not know anything about, but it's been talked up a lot that I've always kind of wanted to try it, and I almost just bought it on a whim a few weeks ago and then didn't. It's Shovel Knight.
Oh hell yeah!
Game.
You guys talk about how that game is really good, and maybe it's fun. If it's ever like $10, I'll probably just buy it and play it.
It's unfortunate that you say that because it used to be $10, but because they've added in all these like extra campaigns and stuff, it's now like 40.
Yeah, I saw that there were like a bunch of expansion-y things, and it kind of confused me, which is another reason I didn't buy it. It wasn't. I think it was like $20 though.
Only
So,
one of the
Jason,
expansions is
basically-
good.
Yeah, basically they got enough Kickstarter stretch goals to do a bunch of campaigns for all the bosses. So that's what these like expansions coming out are. Is like they're just part of the game, but it took them time to develop it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It looks fun. I've watched like a couple videos, and you guys have talked it up for however many years since it came out.
If only there was a way you could watch 2 of your friends run through the entirety of Shovel Knight.
Yeah, so sadly there isn't though.
Bummer.
Yeah. Yeah. My number 3 is a game because again, I feel like I have to really scrape the barrel to get to games that I did not get around to, but I have wanted to play this game ever since it came out. It's like full price, like $8, and is often on sale for even less than that. It is a game called Icy. It's like a 2D Devil May Cry type game.
Actually, common misconception, it's a frozen drink.
Thank you,
That's what you're thinking
Sean.
of. You can kill one easily.
And it also does a lot of like, I don't want to like invoke like Near Automata because it's not quite the same thing, but it does a lot of like game kind of meta narrative stuff throughout it, and it just really everything about it seems like it would be my jam. But just haven't.
I've never even heard of it.
Yeah, I know. No one else has. And it also reviewed well. Like, it's well liked and seems like a good game from everything I've heard, but just didn't.
You see, usually it comes in cola or cherry flavor.
Thank you, Hunter. Sean, what's your number 3?
I prefer blueberry for zonies.
Did you guys know that ices were invented by a guy from Kansas? It's a fun fact. My number 3, which I mostly have been sold on. I'm sad Matt's not here. I've mostly been sold on through these videos, and I started looking into it. Subnautica. Seems like it would definitely be my kind of shit. I feel like my video is lagging, so there's probably all going slow and then going fast again.
Your audio's okay so far.
Yeah, it looks cool.
Then I was just making a
seems
stupid
like it'd be
face.
fun.
He's staring into our souls.
I might check out Subnautica at some point. But Matt is the expert on that one.
Yeah, he likes that game a whole awful lot, and I have tried to get into it, but it's just not my thing.
I can't get into open world survival games.
Yeah, I
Me
think that's
neither.
kind of my problem. Like,
Also, where I'm from, they call it Hoagie Nautica.
God, this sucks. This is just garbage.
Can't get
God,
in.
this sucks. I know that these are kind of like the back end categories, but like, man,
I prefer Grinder Nautica.
I know you do.
Grinder Nautica, I hardly know her.
even though Ryan and Sean have swapped positions, that does not suddenly make it Sean's turn again. Ryan, what is your number 3?
Mine is one that I think is going to be a misconnection for both me and the entire world. That's going to be PT, or Silent Hills. It was so close to coming out and being a real game, and then they canceled it and missed that connection with everybody.
You played PT.
I played PT. I meant Silent Hills. Silent Hills doesn't exist.
I mean, if we're
the
just going to
connection
start
I missed
talking
was
about
with the
games that
vaporware
didn't end up
game.
getting made, then let's talk about the real Prey 2.
Let's talk about Deep Down.
Let's talk about the 6 games
Let's
Dash
talk about
picked for his
Deep
number 2
Down.
remaster.
Let's talk about sex, baby.
Let's talk about you and me.
Let's talk
But no,
about
Silent
Hunters.
Hills.
Oh,
That was the one I missed, and I think everybody missed. I think.
I don't miss it.
No, I played it.
I'm really curious if Silent Hills ends up becoming a thing because I don't truly believe that it's impossible at this point.
I'm
Silent
really
Hill
curious
survive.
if Death Stranding is what he was going to make Silent Hills into.
Oh, God, I hope not.
Because I would
hope
love
not.
to see people who do something really interesting with the medium and make a horror game. Because I feel like horror, much like movies, is kind of where the people doing interesting artistic stuff is happening right now. And I want to see that weird shit show up in video games. And PT had that. And I think it needed more of that. And I don't think anything has quite captured just how truly weird and crazy PT was again.
Yeah, because Allison Road didn't end up happening.
It's still maybe happening, but I think only one dude is working on it now.
Resident Evil 7
Owls
definitely
in Road?
attempted to be a similar thing, but it's like they watched a video of PT and then were like, okay, let's do that.
Yeah.
And it was better.
I still really like Resident Evil 7, but it's not a substitute.
I still want to play 7 in VR.
The movement sucks shit.
Well, yeah, all VR games suck shit with movement.
Not any of the ones that understand how teleporting works or vehicles. Hunter, what is your number 3?
My number 3
Sean,
is...
you gonna fix your fucking video?
I don't think I'm having enough bandwidth right now. When I turn my video on, it gets super choppy.
Can't believe Sean's dead. Welcome to hell, brother. My number 3 is...
Oh yeah, Hunter's been broadcasting from hell this entire time.
Toasty.
He's our
Weeb
man
hell,
on the
much
street.
worse than normal hell.
There's Oni here.
Oh yeah,
it's,
like Oni-chan's.
it's Etrian Odyssey Nexus, which is it's the newest one, because it was kind of like a celebration of Etrian Odyssey, because they weren't quite sure if they were going to make another one, what with the 3DS dying off and map making being an
Oh yeah, you
integral
couldn't
part
do
of
those
it.
games on a Switch very well.
Yeah, they teased a new one, but they didn't say anything about it. They're just like Etrian Odyssey, the next step or whatever. And that teaser trailer was from 3 or 4 years ago, and they've said nothing since. But I bought this game day one, and it is still shrink wrapped on my shelf. Because I have not finished the previous one.
I once played an Etrian Odyssey, and I called it a really good pooping game. And then I never pooped again, so I didn't finish it.
I like Etrian Odyssey, except I want all the JRPG stuff cut out of it, and I just want to draw maps.
Yeah.
I really like the mapping,
Make a
Mapping's
cartography
addictive.
simulator.
but JRPGs suck. But maps are cool.
Damn,
Jason,
I would love a cartography simulator. That sounds like exactly my kind of game.
Jason, hit me with a map to your number 2.
My number two. My number 2 is hopefully not going to be Misconnection for very long, but it is Sushi Ghosts, which is not the real name of that game.
Oh, you mean Sushi Strikers?
Oh yeah, it's with the Waves Sushido.
But Dash, I think, are you the only one who's played it?
Here, yes.
Ghosts
Matt-
of Tsushima.
Matt's played a small amount of it, and Zach has beaten it, but I just
So it's
finished it
just-
earlier today. And
It's a game where you do like samurai swords and stuff, and that's pretty much all you need to tell me to make me somewhat interested in something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think when I saw the trailer of it, a lot of people were saying, myself included, that it was like Samurai Red Dead.
it's more like the Japanese Assassin's Creed I've always wanted.
Mm.
Yeah, I want to play it, and I will
but yeah.
play it soon.
You do samurai shit, you do open world shit. You can pet foxes.
If we play our cards right, maybe it'll be my misconnection in this episode, but it'll make my top 10.
I mean, so my number 2 is I have a very, very like bad, passionate obsession with various like engineering games for someone who is as absolutely dog shit as I am at them. I really, really like dinking around in them, and just fucking around with shit and
Donkey Kong Racing.
like Besieged is one that I really like. I've had a lot of fun with, but I'm just absolutely terrible at all of them. Like I think it's like I'm trying to recapture some of the Banjo-Kazooie nuts and bolts spirit. But ever since it came out, I have wanted to play Kerbal Space Program,
Oh yeah.
and I have had tons of opportunities to buy it, and I just haven't, because I know I'm going to be, 1, very bad at it, or 2, I'm just not going to play it for very long. But I want to play that game at length. I think it's such a fun idea for one of those engineering type games. I like the layer of charm that it has put over it, and I would just really like to play Kerbal Space Program.
I played it back when it was like in an alpha build before they even started charging money for it. And I was like, this is a really cool game. I can't wait to play it. And then I never played it again.
I want
gotta
to
say,
play it on the
it's-
Wii U.
It's one of those games to me, similar. I recently had a similar experience with Polybridge, in that it seems like it's gonna be really fun, but then it's just not directed enough. Like I need to be taught more. It felt like things I can't really learn myself without a lot more time that I'm willing to put into it.
Mm.
Ryan, I am going to task you with the mission of landing a number 2 misconnection onto the Zoom call.
It's not
Ooh.
Sean's turn.
No, you guys switched because Sean switched his Sean's
Oh,
shit fucked
I
up.
gotta change my order on my screen.
Same.
My number 2 is VR as a whole. I
You are
just
assholes.
yeah.
There's only
Ryan, the person who convinced me to buy a VR unit, talking about VR being his misconnection.
I feel like the only real time I spent with it was like hanging out with people, but I never played a game all the way through. It was all just like, look at this thing, and then I play like a level here and there of stuff. But I don't think that that's really putting any quality time in with VR.
But
It
how
was
was the
mostly just
paddleball?
fucking around. And I would love to like sit down and play through an entire game in VR because I really really enjoyed everything I played in VR.
It's too
I'm
expensive.
profoundly bummed that Sony is more or less getting out of the VR game.
That sucks.
And
They had what I played on theirs. It was really good.
yeah, I think it's perfectly okay at the price point they've got it at, but it's also I might pull the trigger on a Quest since Sony
Hmm.
seems like they're abandoning it.
I'm
Ace
considering
Combat's
it
the only
too.
good one.
Sean, let me put on some virtual goggles so that I can see your number 2 missed connection.
Well, that actually cues me in great because you mentioned a game, and mine is Beginner's Guide. Um,
Good transition.
Thanks. Yeah, it sounds. I want to know what all the hype is about, so I can either be like, "Yeah, you're right," or I can be like, "Oh my god, shut up!" You know. I need to know. It's not sitting right with me that I don't know.
It's
No
like
better,
$10 and like 3 hours.
no
I
better.
know. I'm so
motivator
bad
than
at getting
potential
myself
spite.
to.
You
Sorry?
could be doing that instead of doing these every week.
Yeah.
All right.
Why don't
Later,
you do
guys.
that?
No, play Ape Out.
Play both at the same time.
Yeah, dude, what could possibly go wrong?
Yeah, that's it.
Hunter, hit me with a game since that's what we're calling transitions.
Well, I don't know if this is a game per se, but it's Return of the Obra Dinn. Just because, I'm not big on puzzle
Game's
games,
cool
but
as
they're all right.
fuck.
It looks
Ugh.
cool. I've wanted to try it since I saw that first trailer, but I never did. And here we are now.
Madly good game.
Some would
I
say
also did not
a
play
good
it.
game.
But I own it. Dash played my copy of it.
Some would say
No, I thought it
it's
was
their
the other way
number 2
around.
missed connection.
No, I bought it and you played it.
Really? I
Yeah.
believe you. That means I don't own that game.
He bought it and you cheesed it.
Hmm. I should buy that game.
Hunter, I feel like it's the sort of thing that you could really enjoy.
Is it
I feel
really
like
fun
you-
for people with autism?
I mean,
No,
yeah.
in fact, quite the opposite. If you take an autistic approach to it, you'll cheese it.
That is disagree. Hunter, I do feel like that's where we do overlap in like the viscera and like this things that are all about
Right there in the
minute details.
viscera.
It's a viscera diagram. It's the 2 circles that are on top
The
of each
devil is in the viscera cleanup details.
I hate this. This just sucks so much. Jason, what's your number 1?
My number 1 is another time where I felt very out of the loop, but not quite as much because I think this game you guys talked about so much that you made a separate chat about it, and it's Breath of the Wild.
Oh yeah, we did do that.
Ugh.
Because that is a game I have owned since fall of 2017, and I've played. So this is one this is my only missed connection that I have actually played a little bit of, but I've only played like maybe 2 hours of it, which is it's just nothing in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, especially in that game.
But that game feels really good, looks really nice. I'm not like a diehard Zelda fan. I've never finished one, but it's a game that I'm convinced someday I will play it.
I've been watching my fiance play it, and I'm just like, fuck, I should really pick this game up again. Because I got I would say about a quarter of the way through. I only did like one of the divine beasts or the dungeons, but it's like I spent so much time just wandering around the world, and I just eventually fell off of it. But I really
off
need
the
to.
world.
It was
Yeah.
such a great game to like get lost in. Like I glued myself to the couch for 2 weeks playing that game, and it's just one of the best 2 weeks of my life.
I remember when they
would-
added that thing that like lets you go back in time a little bit on the map and see where you were walking around and stuff. And saw one bit where I had to get just a bunch of wood for building a town, and I just went to a forest and was just running around it for like an hour, blowing up the trees with bombs, and that was on the little map thing, just circling around in the forest over and over again.
I wish that game was more replayable.
It's at the point where I feel the same way, but I'm like, well, I did like do all the shrines and everything, so maybe I'm being unfair to it.
It's like I almost booted it up the other day and just started like a hard mode or like hero mode, whatever they call like the hard DLC that they put in.
Master
Almost
mode,
just,
I
like,
think.
Proud
even-
mode.
whatever. I almost just started up a run of it and then like very quickly kind of just went, what am I fucking doing?
It's the burden of knowledge with that game. Once
Yeah,
you
like
know
if I could
everything
unlearn
is-
that game and like, but it's not just like where everything is, it's how everything fits together.
Yeah.
Like,
Definitely agree.
fucking, what's the island, the fucking island in that game?
Evertide.
Hey, it's like Eventide Island wouldn't be cool ever again.
And just like the discovery of the mechanics. Like
Yeah.
when you get a fire weapon and you realize, oh, I don't have to put on warm clothes now for the first time. Or like when you finally figure out shield surfing, it's like, oh shit.
And
Is it-
everything with like the group chat for that of like people discovering stuff and sharing stuff, like it was a magical experience that like
Yeah, I think I was in that for a little bit.
it
think so,
will
yeah.
never be able to replicate that again. It's until maybe the sequel comes out. But
Yeah, Jason.
even then the sequel's gonna be derivative. So
Yeah. I
Yeah,
should
but what if
finish
it's
that game
the-
before the sequel comes out.
What if it's
goal
the
is to
Majora's
play it before
Mask
the
to,
sequel.
like I'm really excited for the sequel too because I want them to address all my complaints that I had about the first one. But
They
Just
won't.
play the Dynasty Warriors prequel instead.
did that not come out today?
I don't know.
Tomorrow?
might
Maybe
have.
tomorrow.
I'm gonna admit I completely forgot about it until we started talking about Breath of the Wild.
Well, yeah, Breath of the Wild, very good game. My number one. So this is a game that had a very, very long development cycle, and every single time they would release new information about it, you'd see it's like, oh man, they're updating all the sprites, they're doing this, they're doing that, and the game just looks so much fun. And it's of a very particular genre that I like, which is a 2D platformer Metroidvania. I can't get enough of that shit with very nice large high bit sprites, shit that I absolutely can't get enough of. And then it came out and I was super excited to try it. I remember I think it was even on my like most anticipated on one of the game of the years, but it's even free on Game Pass now. You put a gun to my head, I will not play Owlboy for some reason.
Kind of
I
the same way.
should love that game based on everything about it. I heard extremely positive things surrounding it, and I can't play it, won't play it, don't know why. Never.
I
So
think
good though.
No, I think I'm in the same boat, and I think it was like people were speaking too highly of it too often for too long, and it's kind of just like they like took something away from it by being too nice about it. Of just like I feel like it's like just this like precious little thing that I don't want to fuck around with.
Like I'm sure I'd love it, but there are so many. I think my issue with it is like there was a period of time where there was not an oversaturation of Metroidvanias in the gaming space, and now there absolutely is, and I just don't have any motivation to play that game that I'm sure I would love.
Looks
Yeah,
nice.
Owlboy is my number one.
Ooh boy.
Damn, in your lead up to that monologue, it made me realize 2 games that I forgot to put on my misconnections.
You guys are bad at making lists.
I am.
Not like my infallible list
That you will now
of
tell
games
us.
of which at the top sits Bloodborne. Like,
Yeah.
like it is a thing that seems tailor-made to me, and I just do not have the console to be able to play it. It's a game that's like Dark Souls by the Dark Souls people, except this time it's not fantasy. It's inspired by H.P. Lovecraft shit, which is basically exactly what I would want. And I missed it because I don't have the console to play it, but I want to play the shit out of it because it's fucking cool.
Some might call it the best game of the generation.
Who would say
Spoilers.
such a thing? Find out next time.
Yeah. Yeah, Bloodborne's great. There's nothing more to be said about people playing Bloodborne.
My favorite part of Bloodborne was when it was over.
Yeah, the back part of Bloodborne is really the more interesting part of it. Like that definitely gets better at that point.
It really is.
Sean, what is your number one?
So I'm going to cheat the system and issue the misconnections of my misconnections, things I forgot about till just now. Kentucky Route Zero and Disco Elysium. Want to play those. But my number one is Control, obviously. I'm working on it now. I like what I've seen so far. So
you haven't even played enough to make it not a misconnection.
Yes, I would say. Last week I was at 2 hours. I'd say I'm about 3 hours.
I was going to say that game's only like 10 to 15 hours, maybe.
It's so many hours.
Yeah, or you could get in there and beat it and then do all the side stuff.
That's why I'm just gonna buy it. I'm just gonna buy it again, start fresh, and do way more side stuff than I did the first time.
I didn't even realize there was side stuff.
Hunter, what's your number one?
I like that pregnant pause.
That's what we in the biz call Left 4 Dead dead air.
When are we playing that again? It's Ghost of Tsushima.
Oh, really?
Well, yeah, I really wanted to play it, even though that initial trailer kind of put me off. Because
I thought you were largely actually pretty negative on that game, but also it's
like,
so hard to get a vibe for you in AAA stuff.
That initial trailer just makes it really seem like it's just another open world game. But like I've been hearing just nothing but good shit about it. Like from you, from Zach, from just everyone online. It's like, well,
soon from Jason.
Yeah, it's like, well, okay, I might as well check it out. It's not like, I'm sure it's not going to be like Horizon Zero Dawn, where it's just like everyone loves it, but it's awful.
I think the reason I like it so much is it does do all of that open world shit. I mean, you're going to get your big map with a bunch of fucking shit to do, but number one, the map isn't obscenely large. It's a pretty moderately sized modern open world map, but the minute to minute gameplay, the combat in it is, I have yet to get sick of it, and I have been doing it for 18 hours.
The colors and what I've seen look really good.
I was going to bring this up probably during the game of the year that we do it, but if I could remove Red Dead Redemption 2 from best visuals and give it to this instead, it absolutely deserves it. It is bar none the best looking game I have maybe ever seen. It's beautiful.
But are you playing it on PS5 or PS4?
See, that's kind of the thing is but the graphics would be the same. Like the only thing the PS4 gets me is a solid frame rate on the higher resolution. Other than that,
and that's a big problem with you.
I mean, it would it's the difference between a 1080 and a 4K. That's the only difference.
Well, Dash, since you're going back and editing old episodes, take out my thing for Lawrence and the character and add in my rant about Berkut.
What the fuck did you just say to me?
Don't worry, I'll send it to you later.
Okay, cool. I'll wait on the email, buddy. But yeah, if you're interested in Ghost of Tsushima and Jason's still doing Spider-Man, you could maybe come and borrow that.
Plus I gotta give you God of War back.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna finish that one.
That's fine. That's understandable. But yeah, those are our missed connections. Those are some things that we really wish that we had played, and I think I can't wait for us all to...
Shout out to Hitman and Sunset Overdrive as well.
Oh, why did you invoke Sunset Overdrive?
Yeah, that garbage game.
Why did you make me think about that game again?
Because I missed it.
Oh,
that was my number 6.
It's my missed connection because I miss it so much.
It's just Spider-Man, but not Spider-Man.
That's what I think makes it even more interesting in the greater video game landscape is you see all the pieces of Spider-Man in it.
Oh, and
it's got King Buzzo in it.
It's got King Buzzo in it. Okay. Anyway.
Hold on. King Buzzo from the Melvins.
That was Harry Houdini.
Yeah, Melvin Houdini.
Oh, okay. His brother. His brother, Melvin Houdini.
Listen to this.
And then he gets punched in the stomach a bunch.
So yeah, join us next time for whatever video ends up going up.
Just give it up, huh?
After I fucked up the one time, yeah, you better believe it.
This thing is surprisingly uncomfortable.
I need more water.
I'm not surprised at all.